So, new update drop?
Oh, really?
Yeah, new potion, new relics, new difficulty.
Sounds like an amazing update.
Hey, it's Checkmate, and I have some exciting news to share about Die in the Dungeon. A new update was dropped over the weekend, adding even more content to the game. I'll give you a breakdown of everything new so you know what to look for in the dungeon. There is a brand new difficulty, D7. This difficulty modifier is scarce for healing. What this means in practice is that in D7, rest tiles will now only heal you at most 10 HP instead of always healing you to max. You will also not receive a heal reward at the end of the area boss fights. This can be an especially challenging aspect since there is a difficult enemy at the beginning of each new area. This difficulty enhancement stacks on top of all other difficulty levels, which makes it a pretty good challenge for players who have already done everything else. However, at the time I'm recording, only 2.6% of players have beaten D6 difficulty. Only 1% have gotten the Brewmaster achievement, and a smaller number, less than 0.1% of players, have beaten D7. That being said, players that do defeat D7, the current highest level of difficulty in the game, will unlock the Lazarus Heart Relic. This relic is the second ever legendary tier relic, right next to Moon Chakram. Its effect is, every time you overheal, add the overhealed amount to the value of this relic. At the start of the turn, deal that value as damage to all enemies. This relic creates a new way to output damage without attack dice, and seems like a very fun and powerful way to use heal and regen dice. Overheal is the amount of heal higher than your max HP. Normally this is wasted, but Lazarus Heart gives you a way to turn that into a damage against every enemy. Super cool. The other new relic added to the game is called Grinding Leaf. This is a reference to the content creator Time to Grind, who's been a really great supporter of the game. I love how colorful this leaf is, and the effect is a really cool idea too. Add your healing to this relic's value. If the value is 40 or more at the start of battle, gain one permanent positive modifier. This is the only way to really allow effects from one battle to persist to the next, so I'm really excited to play around with this a bit more. This update has a lot of focus on the healing mechanic, as you can probably tell from the new difficulty and the new relics. In fact, the way max HP works has been changed too. In previous versions of the game, whenever you gained max HP, you automatically healed back up to full health. Now when you get those certain relics or events, you only gain the amount of health that your max is increased by. So this limits the number of free heals, but it also makes a little more logical sense. The other major balancing changes come to two of the starting relics, Cinder's Hidden Ace and Mango's Tungsten Hand. The Hidden Ace keeps its main function of gaining one bonus modifier, or free draw, at the beginning of each odd turn. However, after 15 dice are drawn, Cinder gains a free energy. This is a very nice buff, since the normal hand draw of 5 or 6 dice is counted for the free energy. This free energy helps offset the high cost of her D8 splash attack too. Mango's Tungsten Hand, however, was nerfed. Now only one locked die per turn can be moved instead of unlimited. This effectively kills the Mango Flash Heavy Cheese and completely upends the game's meta. I recently made a video detailing how Mango was overpowered in every aspect of her design. Tungsten Hand and the Mango Cheese was definitely a factor, but in my opinion, Mango is still overpowered compared to the other frogs, and is definitely a strong character to still play. You may have noticed that the changes to starter relics have added a new tooltip to show the counter for their effect. This new UI has been added to many relics to help make their effect more clear. Relics that have a counter that must be reached will show that, and relics that do damage or apply block will likewise show up here. RNG for relic spawns and other rewards has actually been broken for a long time. Incidentally, I have found this out personally when attempting to completely fill my codex. 3 common relics eluded me for multiple hours on multiple streams: Pachinko balls, leathered briefcase, and baby tick. This has now been fixed. In my last stream, I actually saw all 3 of those on the same exact run. Shout out to El Logo, or Crazy Person as he's known on the streams, for helping me with tips to maximize my chances to find these and fill up my compendium. Now I just have to get the legendary Lazarus Heart to spawn. There's also a brand new potion that's been added to the game. After the potion update, the dev team hosted a contest on the Discord server to come up with the best potion design they could. There were a ton of cool submissions, and the community vote helped to narrow down the top 10. However, there could only be one winner, and the Ghost Potion was selected. This was a design submitted by Keiko, who's a very cool guy to have in streams and in the community. Congrats, my man. This potion is really cool. Every enemy you kill while holding the potion is added to its counter. When you use the potion, a D4 die is rolled. That value, plus 3, is multiplied by the counter, aka the number of enemies you've killed, and is dealt as damage to the target enemy. I highly recommend you try out this potion and save its value for the final boss. I tried this out on a stream and the effect was insane. On the topic of potions, the default shop cost for potions was also changed to 3 coins, 7 coins, and 11 coins for common, uncommon, and rare respectively. This is a much needed balance since you can only use the potion once, so it makes sense to have them cheaper than relics. There are also a few small RNG changes to balance the rewards and some other small fixes, such as verdant potions now work with Brewmaster. In fact, one fix needs to be discussed in particular: the Super Jester Potion. There is a bit of a meta lore building around the Jester character. He has existed unseen in every version and demo of the game. His effects usually break the rules of the game, so we of the community reacted with glee when the Super Jester Potion said the effect would be temporary, but then it actually lasted the entire rest of the run. The fix has been to accept that this is correct and instead just change the description. Hooray! Try this out for yourself to get the Jester to give you a D4 or a D6 that will only roll 8s for the entire rest of the run. The bug fixes also deserve an honorable mention. There were 4 or so softlocks in the game that were fixed. There were also a number of smaller adjustments and UI fixes. Shout out to you guys out there playing and reporting issues. The Steam announcement offered a bit of insight into what is coming next over the summer for the game. I'll link in the description. There was also a very exciting note about a merch pull happening in the Discord server, so make sure to drop by and weigh in on what Froggy themed merch you think would be cool. Maybe we'll see some t-shirts or custom dice or even a board game. And finally, as I mentioned before, the speedrun meta is completely in shambles. Until the next change, there is very little hope of getting world record again, so we will be splitting the leaderboard and starting fresh. There will be a new selection for pre-4.2.3 update and 4.2.3 and higher versions. That way we can save our old runs and records but still make way for new runs and runners. So there is plenty of space. 3 frogs, 8 different difficulties in 3 main categories. So come and join the fun. If you enjoyed this update video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps me know which videos are helpful. And hey, while you're at it, check out some of my other videos for speedruns, how-tos, or just some good gameplay.